happy Sunday evening. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. My gosh.
Hello, my friend. It feels like it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since we've spoken. I know we haven't. We've spoken since then, but it's been an
adventure for both of us, right?
Yeah.
You got the COVIDs, right?
I did. I started mine. So last week, actually, praise back the week before we were going to record. Or was that last week? That was the last week.
It would have been a week ago. Yeah. Not this.
So
it's Sunday, so last Friday. Yeah.
That's right. So I had a mandatory work trip in Seattle. You gotta love those mandatory trips.
Travel COVID.
I did, and they brought about 80 of us from around the country in for 2 days worth of wine and dine and meetings. And the good news is the content was good. Most of the time, the content is like a bunch of marketing PowerPoint BS that everybody's like rolling their eyes, and so that was good. And then ironically, I got home on like Wednesday night, and then I had plans on Friday night, and then we didn't have a whole lot of time to record, and there's only one day in there, and then I guess it was Saturday or Sunday or whatever, and then got a call from the guy I rode home in the car with from the airport, and it was Sunday actually. Got a Sunday night, I think it was, or evening. He goes, "Just want to let you know, I tested positive for COVID."
Oh,
and I was like,
"So it begins.
Here we go." So I was feeling a little, it wasn't bad, but like a little coldish. And then I was like, well, once I got that, I went and hid out in the bedroom, and then the next day I took a test and was like,
hit you hard.
I win. So I was okay. Listen, I'm a big fan of, I don't care what people's political views are, but I'm a big fan of getting shots or boosters or whatever for this shit. So, hell, if I could keep a 55-gallon
You do that, they track you.
I know.
The government.
My work already has an implant in the back of my neck. I've had it for 21 years. So I'm used to being tracked. It's all good. And if I could, I would like jump into a 55-gallon drum of like COVID stuff, just to, every week, just jump in like a cold plunge, call it good. So I ended up with nothing. I mean, it was a good serious cold for a couple days. And then I'm on the back. Matter of fact, I wasn't going to have a cocktail tonight. And then my friend here was like, okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to get a beer. And I'm like, okay, so I'll get a cocktail. So now I'm drinking. Yeah. So here we go.
This is my one beer a week I'm allowed.
Sorry for being. I was out of pocket for literally 2 weeks between being sick and then work.
And then this week I was traveling to help my daughter with something, and so then I just got back today. Thankfully, Mashy came through and did a lot of the slides, or we wouldn't be having a show at all. Because I came back to we decided there were 27 courses.
27 courses over the last 2 weeks released. It's nuts. And, I mean, it's great, but it's nuts.
I didn't play a single one of them because, I'm not. Actually, I did swing a golf club Thursday.
No, this is news. You like on 2 feet swung a golf club, or you have one knee up on the little scooter still?
No. So okay, well, I guess it's been 2 weeks since you've gotten and anyone's got. So yeah. I am officially allowed to walk around with my boot on and no crutches. Okay.
Yay!
So
did the first time you took a step, did you fall?
Well, the thing is horrible. It's like walking around with one high heel on because they have my foot kind of put because they can't. I got to keep tension off my Achilles, right? It's still here.
I've been in one of those big walking boots before. I tore my back, something, and my leg. Yeah.
So, but the good news is I got my driver's license back this week, so I'm not stuck at home for all the time. So the first thing I did
Can you drive? Wait, it's your right foot, right?
It's my right foot, yeah.
How are you using the boot on the gas pedal?
I take the boot off and I have to put a shoe on. I have enough control over my foot now that I can press the gas. I was a little worried because you don't realize that you don't need to press the brake that hard to stop. A car.
I have an EV. I don't press the brake at all. I just take my foot off the gas.
Yes, I mean you're essentially drive-by-wire. But like I was kind of worried, and at the dock I said, "Can I drive?" He said, "Yep, you're good to drive." And I was like, "Boy, this worries." But you get in there, and I had lost all like the muscle memory, so it was like the herky jerky thing for a little bit until I got the hang of it. But yeah, so I love the way.
I love the way you said it because you're like, hey, I got my driver's license back. And my first thought was
the DUI or something.
exactly.
Yes, it wasn't suspended. I just had a medical. Yeah, medically, I wasn't allowed to drive.
Now, do they give you a placard for the handicap spot?
No. And I looked into that. But it's like they take like weeks to get. I'm like, well, by the time I get it, I'm probably gonna be able to walk whatever. It's
hopefully. Well, listen, congratulations. Yeah. That's great news. Congratulations, my friend. That's good progress.
Yeah, that helps me tremendous mentally, and it gives me hope.
Yeah.
And we just got notice today that our golf league is kicking off April 2nd. So I'm hopeful that I will be able to swing a club by then. But I did swing. I just chipped a couple.
And we're still tracking for June. It's still like you have that goal, like to be here in June.
I talked to my hematologist because I had the embolism. And they said there's no reason I shouldn't be okay to travel in June.
So, perfect.
Yes.
Great.
So we're still tracking for that.
I've been looking at tee times. I already have the courses lined up. And we do have one question on. We will talk offline about how many rounds we want to play, and then do we want to play depending upon your flights? Do you want to play like Sunday morning and then fly out? We'll talk all that, but I have a list of the 4 courses.
Quick question: Are any of these courses walking only?
No, everything's riding carts.
Okay, then I don't think I'll have any issue.
I don't, unless you want a walking only course or you want a walk course, but
I don't know how far I'm going to be able to walk at that point. And it's not like I immediately, the first thing I did is I started going back to the gym this week. So I'm in shape. I just don't know how my foot's going to hold up. That's the only thing.
No, right. You right now we've got a Fossil Trace is on the list to play. You don't want to walk that. There's too much up and down. You don't want to walk that one. Bear Dance is on the list. Don't want to walk that one. Just too windy and up and down in between holes. The only one that literally is walkable if we did would be Green Valley Ranch, which is not in GS Pro yet, but it's on my list to do. But even then, I mean, it's hard to hold your beer and walk at the same time. Like it's just like, let's ride.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So I guess we should just get at it then.
Let's go. We got a lot to talk about.
Long way to go and a short time to get there. We should do the Bandit. All right, new courses.
We should get the Bandit song in there.
New courses.
Now, I pulled these screenshots, and I don't do as good of a job as you do. I did not do them by date or by designer or by any of the myriad of ways you. I just went in and did newest and grabbed them, so they are in complete random order.
Shooting from the hip. Shooting from the hip. All right, and I think the theme this week are courses that I cannot pronounce. So we're just gonna go.
My theme was gonna be holy shit. There's a lot of courses out there.
Yes, that's true. It could be that. It could be the theme is holy crap. There's.
Listen. When I knew I couldn't record last week or the week before, I just kept watching the Discord channel for the new release courses, and I was like, stop. It kept right. Yeah, and then this week. Yes, and every week the 2 weeks that we didn't record, I kept saying, okay, be slow, please. I want to come back to it. Then they didn't. It was like, doop.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be our way of life through March, April, because just the way.
Yeah, okay. And one thing my wife pointed out to me, she's like, we don't most shows, if you want to call us a show, I don't know, but if you want to call us a show,
get breaks.
Most get breaks. They will take 6 months off and then come back like, hey, it's season 2.
What they do is they'll film, record whatever 3 shows a week, which can put them through.
Yes,
but we can't do that.
We don't.
We can't.
We've been doing this for a year straight, and I think the most we've taken off is 2 weeks.
Yeah. My understanding is Wheel of Fortune, they do 5 shows a day.
No wonder, Pat. Some shows, Pat Sajak is spin the fucking wheel.
Yeah.
I'm just so sick. Vanna, turn the damn thing already. Turn the damn letter, Vanna. I'm done with you. All right, sorry. Courses.
Here we go. Grand Niagara in Niagara. Yes, Niagara Falls, up in Canada.
I was disappointed, really, really disappointed in this course because I was hoping to hit a ball over the falls and it wasn't there.
Yeah, there were a couple barrels, but no falls.
Correct. Yep.
And then here's one. I think it's Sakanasset. I think it's Sakanasset.
I think it's Sakanasset as well. It sounds about right. Yeah.
Sakanasset. Spell that really fast. SICCONNNICCCCT.
MISSISSIPPI.
Yes. Up in Massachusetts by Labor of Love.
LOL. Love LOL.
Yeah, I love you, bud. Salish. I'm assuming it's Salish.
Salish Cliffs.
Okay.
I have played this course in real life 2 times. We did 18 back to the clubhouse. Matter of fact, my brain, it's like starting to work again. Do you remember this past summer when there was the webinar with BenQ?
Yes.
And I jumped on, and you were doing it with Robert and stuff, and I jumped on and we were talking. Remember that whole summer?
And they raffled off the 936, right?
Yeah. I dialed in between rounds at Salish Cliffs.
Oh, okay.
That's where we were. We were at Salish Cliffs. We had finished our first round, and we were taking a break before the second tee time. And I dialed in, and I was sitting outside having a little lunch and waiting for my next tee time at Salish Cliffs. There you go.
Okay. We got Shadow Valley Golf Course in Eagle, Idaho by Patode. Then we have, I think weren't there 3 DPC Toronto courses?
There were. There's another one. I told you I got these random, so there's another one that will show up on a slide in a second.
So we go, oh my gosh, this is a disaster. Okay, so we got DPC Toronto Hoot, DPC Toronto North, Gainfield Farms by Ambient Golf, and then we got Grand Niagara again.
Yay, Grand Niagara. It's on there twice. It's such a good course.
And then
there it is.
DP Heathlands. Yes. And then
I think I need to rename my Colorado Golf Club to DPC Colorado to match all the rest of the DPCs.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to, isn't that like the big thing now?
Yes. I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna have to remove the old one, add it, and then
Yep.
The good thing is everyone's gonna come back and say, oh my god, this is the best course ever. Where's this been hiding? Hold that thought. That comes up later in my post of the week.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Keep that thought.
Yeah, keep that thought. And we got Green Meadows Golf Course, which is, I think this is like the 4th Green Meadows Golf Course in, because every time one of these comes up, I'm like, is this an update? No, nope.
I know. I see Green Meadows and I see like Edgewood a lot. You'll see this week. There's like I saw that the other So there's like a lot of green, and every time I see Green Meadows, I think of Green Acres, and the song starts going through my head.
Well, I think the last one of these came up. I started playing Green Acres, the theme song.
Maybe that's why I do it. Because you did it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Steve.
Yeah.
Asshole.
We got Grey Wolf Golf Course. And what a great name.
By the way, no one is talking about Grey Wolf. No one. This course is like I wish people would play this course.
Yeah. How do we get more exposure for this course? We need to get it out there. People know about it. Yeah. Ironically,
nice hidden gem.
It's in Panorama, British Columbia. Isn't that like the perfect name for like? Because it's
God, I read that as Panama, and like Van Halen's going through my head right now.
Oh jeez, here we go. We got the Links at Dover Coast by Amache. We got Westmoreland Country Club by Amache out in Illinois.
God, he's busy.
Yes, he is busy.
Now these are over the 2 weeks, by the way. We're into the second week of releases.
Yes. And Amache is busy for other reasons. We'll talk about that too. The Hills at Portal by Crenny Boy. I think that's a first course, I think, for him.
I think so.
I don't recognize it. And as a matter of fact, I don't recognize that name as anyone who even asked many questions at all. It's always interesting when someone posts a course that you've never even seen.
Even better, they could actually watch a video and follow instructions. Yay!
All right. Market Drayton Golf Club by Gordon Greatbelly. He's had a couple out before. I think he's like a winner builder. He comes and he goes.
First off, greatest name ever. Okay, like just Gordo Greatbelly. I just love it. Like,
is there like, should I know something about that, or is it?
I don't know. Okay. I just love it. I think it's great.
Okay, I didn't.
I also want to tell you, like,
it was a mythical creature or something.
I didn't. I'm gonna spill the beans a little bit. We didn't empow Market Drake. I was on the fence, by the way. There was an element of mad genius. I thought the course layout was a lot of fun. I thought the course was pretty good. They did a really nice job with it. I don't know what Gordo Great Billy decided to do, what GGB decided to do with his vert painting, except it's either mad genius or it's like completely messed up because there's random vert painting everywhere. Like I'm on the tee box and I'm like, I don't think that would be a walk path over there, but it's vert painted over there. And then there's over there. At one point, I think you started drawing Christmas trees and making vert painting Christmas trees out of. I don't know. Like it's either absolutely brilliant and I'm an idiot for not empowering it, or it's a little bit crazy and I just didn't. So it's
like
close.
A Picasso painting, right?
Or and I'm gonna embarrass myself here, but you know, it's for the sake of the show. As Cher would say in Clueless, it was a Monet. You know,
yeah.
Far away it looks great, but up close it's a complete.
Okay. We have another one by Amache. Worcester Golf Club.
God,
College.
Adam,
That's actually not far from me.
How does Adam have time to actually build courses when he's too busy doing one-word replies on Facebook?
Is he full-time, like, golf course build?
I don't think so. God. I don't think he's, like, Patreon or anything. I think he's just, like, hanging out.
It takes a while to get a Patreon, because you have to have, 25? And there's I can't remember that. Yeah. There's so many you have to have a game. It's 25. I think, is it 25?
I think it's 25, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he's working up to that. I thought, though, that he was doing for commission, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
I thought. I mean, there's so many guys that are doing it for cash now, I just can't keep up. We have El Dorado. What's that?
I missed out. I should start doing for cash.
Yeah, I don't want to do it for cash. El Dorado Park Golf Course, Long Beach, California by MacGyver GT. Well, that wasn't just MacGyver last year. Now it's MacGyver GT. Is that like GT? What do you think that stands for?
It's year 2. He's upgraded. He's like a GT version of MacGyver. Yeah. He's even better and faster. Doesn't need as much advice. I don't know.
Then we got a treat. Tech Bud. He released these at the last minute. Like literally, we're putting together the show, and all of a sudden, 3 get thrown out by Tech Bud.
Yep. And we went down and played. I went down and played them. So.
Yep. And then we have some ones that I'm not sure how to pronounce anymore. So we have Golf Club Velbert. That's the one in Germany.
That's the one in Germany, correct?
There's
Sur Sierre.
Another one in Switzerland. Yeah.
I call it cranberry.
Yeah.
It's my Thanksgiving course.
Yep.
It's cranberry.
Perfect. With a side of stuffing.
With a side of stuffing on it. It's yummy.
Yeah. Edgewood Country Club in Charleston, West Virginia by the Golf Boy.
Yep. Better colors, Golf Boy. Loved it. Good job on the colors.
Yes, I like it. Much more natural looking. Love it. Glen Flora Country Club by Waukegan, in Waukegan, Illinois by Emergency 9 Golf.
Wait, have you seen Emergency 9 Golf? Is he new?
He's been around quite a bit.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say quite a bit. He's been in and out. The reason I remember that is I actually think in real life he designs golf courses.
He is like a golf course architect?
Legit golf course architect, yeah.
Ooh, I want to talk to this guy. I would love to pick his brain about golf. I would love to hear, you know what? I would love to have him on the show and talk about, is there anything in real world golf course architecture that he looks at when he's building a course, you know?
Yeah, and I think had either plans or was interested in kind of using GS Pro as part of his job. This isn't just I think he's, I don't know. But I thought that's the reason I remember the name, because I know he definitely does stuff in real life with golf courses. We missed one in here. There is another Swiss course, I think, that was released. The only reason I remember it because it was the hardest one to pronounce, which was
hold on, I'm looking.
Sumsafsum Flat or something. It was a Swedish course, and it had about 10 consonants in it and 2 vowels.
I'm looking. Oh, by Day Hills. Sojourn. Stores Bjorgen.
Yes, that's it.
Yes, we did miss that one. That's my fault. Blame me. Missed
And
it.
actually, there's a couple here that we missed. We missed that one,
Yellowstone
Yellowstone,
just came out.
and Tumwater.
These are but these came out today. Yellowstone,
Yes.
Tumwater, to Jordan came out after we had already done our slides. To
Yeah,
be fair, time.
but so did Tech Buds.
Yeah, but text, I saw text and I didn't see the other.
Yeah.
So we will put Tumwater, Yellowstone, and your I feel like the Swedish chef. We will put those three in next week's episode. How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
Because they just came out today.
Yep. Okay. So let's get into the MPALs.
Now, I will say, I do feel, let me ask you a quick question before we jump into Grey Wolf, which obviously needs a little more. We're going to help it give it some visibility because it's not got quite enough visibility
Yeah,
anywhere T-squared.
People should play this.
I personally have it because you and I don't really conspire on MPOWs. Like we do our own thing and then we get together and I'm like, here's what I think is an MPOW, and you're like, here's what I think is an MPOW, and 99.9% of the time we are the same on the MPOWs. And then every now and then it's like, okay, you're right, I agree, let's add this one, right?
Yeah, we don't really debate it that much.
We don't. There's not. I don't think there's been one that's been like, oh, I don't agree with that. How you fine, it's yours. I'm not gonna. We don't do that.
Most of the time, it's like if one of us feels strongly, the one's like, yeah.
Yep. I have been, since the number of courses has been really ramping up. I feel like I have been. And by the way, the V4 tools have been out for longer. The videos are all out there. I have been a little bit harder on MPOWs than in the past. Like when the V4 tools first came out,
yes,
things that what you'll see is there are not as many MPOWs as you might expect for 27 courses that are out. But I also feel like I personally, my criteria for an MPOW has been rising a little bit. I don't know about yours or not.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Totally agree.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because you can't. I think one of the reasons for that is the V3 tools were much harder to get much harder to get the mesh lighting correct.
Yeah.
With the V4 tools, the defaults are pretty good.
Yeah.
So now, if you just come in with the defaults, which let's face it, some people will just use the defaults and they can do other things that will make it an MPAL. But if you just come in with the defaults, that looks kind of plain Jane to me. And if I know, hey, those are the default fairway lines, those are the default mow lines for greens, tee boxes, whatever. And then if your trees are kind of okay, it's in V3 that would have been an MPAL because it's hard to get that lighting to that what it is in V4. Now you got to take it a step further.
Right. And then also I feel like part of our job is to keep pushing and make sure that as there are experienced designers that they land really, really good stuff, right? And then there are new designers that our goal is to keep pushing those guys as well to get better and better. If you want an MPOW, it's not, we don't hand them out on platters. Does that make sense? I'm just trying to.
There are no participation trophies here.
Thank you.
and even
unlike my son's school where everybody gets a ribbon.
Yeah, everybody gets a ribbon. Everybody gets a certificate. Yeah, congratulations. You're all great. Yeah, and even the Patreon guys, most of them know this. If they do a basic build, they don't typically get MPALs. And they know that. They know that. Basic build. I was being efficient. I got it done.
Yep.
So, okay.
Agreed. Cool. All right, let's go.
Grey Wolf. Grey Wolf. Maybe we should. You know what I even thought about doing? We should have just put Grey Wolf at the very end and acted like we were going on a post of the week, like we weren't going to MPOW it.
Oh, we should have done. We should have skipped Grey Wolf. We should have skipped it, done post of the week, and then went back and said, "Oh, and by the way, Grey Wolf."
And people are like, "What the hell?" Yeah.
T Squared is about ready to reach through his computer and strangle us at the moment because he's been on the edge about, are you going to MPOW my course or not?
Yeah. So this was one that I definitely know because when we had Golf League last week, we played Grey Wolf. It is a good course.
I played it twice in the sim, just on my own, not in our league, and it's a great track. He did a great job on his colors, on his execution. tons of nature manufacturer assets, things like that. It's really, really good on there, and it was a lot, and the layout is a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
I love a good mountain layout or a good, good elevation change layout, and so this fits that bill nicely.
Yep. Yeah. Very scenic. This is first tee box, which you can have some fun depending on how aggressive you want to get on that corner.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yep. I
Custom
mean,
tee
great. I don't
markers.
know if he's doing his own blender work or he has somebody doing for him, but like the Wolf T markers, I got the white one specifically because it just showed really well and it looked great.
Yeah.
And I love the look of this. I don't know if this is the real. I didn't go to the website to look at this course in real life. I don't know if this is what their T signs or their hole signs look like, but I loved it. I thought it was great. I bet it is.
I did like these too. There was really funny is that one particular hole. It was a small tee box,
Yeah.
and he put that sign kind of like right to the side where like the mesh of the tee box met the mesh of the rough, and it
Yeah.
looked like a headstone.
Oh, time out. Wait, I got a screenshot of that.
Oh, you
You'll wait
do?
and see. Wait,
Okay.
hang on to that. Yeah. Yep.
And the
And then
flags.
flag, of course. Yeah. So
Yeah.
listen, you don't have to have this kind of stuff to get an MPOW, but it helps. Like this is the effort that he went to, that most people go to put into their course versus just using standard GS Pro. And I have another example of something similar. You'll see in another MPOW coming up. So I thought he did a great. I love the lighting on this course. Like and John Meyer, bless you. Please don't reach to the screen and strangle me. I have a love-hate relationship with the advanced lighting. I love the advanced lighting and I hate it at the same time. But when done really well, it looks amazing. And like I thought the shafts of light coming through the trees and
Yeah.
the time he chose. And all I did was this was my tee shot on number 1 and I turned 90 degrees to the left. And I was like, okay, yeah, I got to take this. Like this, it looks so good.
Yeah, and there's another course this week. I'm not going to spoil the surprise. That did
Yep.
another good job on the lighting.
Yep.
And I've tried to do this before. My problem is, and I didn't run into this on this course or the other one we're going to look at, which is I do that lighting and I get shots like this. Then I'll go to another hole.
Yep.
And it just looks like crap. And I'm like,
I need a lesson on how the best way to do advanced lighting because I do the same thing. I use the sliders and I get one hole and I'm like, this is great.
I
And then
think
I go to the next hole and then like everything is washed out or and I've not really mastered how to do
then I
advanced
just go
lighting
back
well.
to the 1:30 p.m. in the
Same.
sun, and then
I go
I'm
back to
like,
the
I'm
same
done with it.
time because it looks good. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, so this is good.
And then go back real quick because I do want to showcase like there's a mix of trees and rocks and terrain and bushes and it looked really well. And again, you don't have to plaster it where every single inch of the mesh is covered because the lights from the light block some of that, but it was really well done.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this was a biome or not.
I don't know.
Typically,
My guess is it's a biome with some manually planted stuff in it.
that would have been my guess too, is that he did a biome, and then what I typically do is any place the golfer's going to see, I'll come out, look at it, and just say, that could use a tree, that could use a rock.
Yeah, I've actually kind of gone the tech bud route more so, which is I mesh terrain plant all of my deep rough grasses, right? I get those tweaked out and I mesh terrain plant all those. And then I hand plant everything else. I hand plant all the rocks, I hand plant because then it gives you ultimate flexibility on where to put stuff.
Yeah.
I loved, and I'm assuming it's like this in real life. I love that mountain as the North Star. Like you use that as your align point into some holes, and you kind of know where you are on the course with it. So I thought it looked great. I have not seen that asset. It's not
I don't know
one
if
of the
that's
nature manufacturer assets.
is that a 2D mountain? Did you fly up and
I
go
didn't
around
fly over there to look. It could be a 2D mountain that he's got back there. Yeah.
I get the feeling it's a 2D mountain, but I could be wrong.
You can see the edges of it may be a little bit flat, and so
Yes.
it could be a 2D. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't recognize it as a 3D asset for sure. And
Yep.
I totally agree. Like it feels like you get a sense of direction on the course, no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
You kind of know because of that mountain where you're at.
But he used a ton of nature manufacture. I mean, those trees off to the right by the cart path over there with the partially. It's all nature manufacturer assets. They look great. I love them to death. They're so good. and they've got probably the best wind shader of all of them on it, and they move perfectly in the wind.
Yeah. So designers, make sure like as soon as you, and I've seen this in a ton of courses where people will have one or two trees still with arboretum shader on it,
Yeah,
and you can tell because the wind sucks on them. Try
yeah,
to, and we can't put, let's just say we, John cannot put the Nature's Manufacturer shader in the base asset because it's something it's paid for. But if you
correct.
own a Nature Manufacturer package, all you have to do is install one tree, then the shader's in there, and then you can assign it to anything. And 9 times out of 10, it looks fine.
Correct.
Speed
And
trees, it
it
doesn't work,
reacts
but speed
so.
trees, yes.
And I was gonna say the other thing I was gonna say is the mixing. If you mix the base tree with the arboretum shader, nature manufacturer trees, you've got two different wind shaders in there.
Yeah,
Then you end up with two different completely.
yeah,
Uh, the trees just don't act properly together in the wind. So put them all on the same shader, and like you said, the nature manufacturer one is far better.
yeah. Now sometimes I do find that like weird trees, like I had a what was it? I had a bamboo tree in Kapalua. It actually
Yeah,
looked better with the arboretum shader and doing that dancing versus the nature
sure.
manufacturer. But like that's pretty rare.
And then, like you were mentioning speed tree before I interrupted you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but like the speed trees look really good, and the shader on them are also really good. But we've got to backport those speed trees to what we can use. And do we? I don't know a lot about speed tree. You do a lot more than I do. Do we lose functionality in speed trees? Like, do you
Yeah,
prefer nature
because well,
manufacturer over?
the problem is as soon as you backport, it's no longer a speed tree anymore, and you can't use the
Oh,
speed tree shader. You end up using the nature manufacturer shader. The only time you
got
can
it.
use the speed tree shader is when you're actually working with like the SPM file that gets pulled right in. Actually, it's not an SPM. I think it's just an SP. SPM is a speed tree modeler file. There's another, it's just a speed tree file that you
So
pull in.
we
Yeah.
only get so we in order to use a speed tree shader, we have to use what version of speed tree? 7,
Oh
right?
yeah, you can only use 7. 8 and 9 are the ones that have to be backported. When you backport it, they become FBXs, and then you have to use Arboretum or Nature
Got
Manufacturer
it.
again.
Got it. And then does that go away if we ever do decide to get to a newer version of Unity? We can
Yeah,
then use SpeedTree
then you can
7,
use
8,
yeah.
9.
Man, if once we go to new Unity, that's and it was this was a discussion someone John had the other day with somebody who said, "Oh, Unity gives us it'll look so much better." And he's like, "It won't really look better. Where
Right.
we're gonna be, we'll just have more tools to
More
work with."
assets, more tools.
Like we're going to get a whole new host of trees that we can work with now, right?
Yep.
Might have some better options with performance, but at the end of the day, it's not going to really look any better.
Yep. I agree. Well, I won't say it won't look better, but it will look different because we'll have a whole host of
Yes,
assets
it'll
available
look
to us.
better
So we have a
because you
lot of
got
a
more
lot more
trees and
options. Yep.
yes. Put it, yeah,
So I thought this was interesting. I wanted to get your take on this. So it's an interesting like the top like the bunker. It's almost like two textures in the bunker. The top half of the bunker. Sorry, I mean phrase this. The middle part of the bunker,
yeah,
the wetter part is raked, and
yep,
the upper part is not raked. And I really like that look. I hadn't seen that a lot before.
yeah.
So
I'm guessing what he did is he took that sand texture, and I've been meaning to do this, but just haven't had time to play with it. You can take it into Photoshop, and you can use like a I forget what you
like a
call it, but you
blur tool.
no, it's actually a blur tool. It's not a filter, but it's like a brush. You can do a custom brush with a bunch of lines on it, and I think what he did is he just moved it around
Oh,
and
so he
and made.
added the rake lines in there. What you're
I
saying? He
think
took
he
the
just
standard.
did it. I think he just did a custom texture with.
Really good
Yeah,
looking. I
it is.
love the
I
way
like it
that
too.
looked. Yeah.
I would,
Yeah.
if I did it though, I'd want more like it looks like someone walked around in a circle with a lake or a rake. I'd want to like something that's more like rake lines that kind of,
Yep.
it still looks tremendous. I mean, let's
It
face
looks
it.
great. It looks
Yeah,
so good. And the
yeah,
bunker looked great. Yep.
yeah,
Yep. One thing I wanted to know, and so I thought this is just a beautiful shot of billboarded trees all the way up the top of the mountain. Sat shader on there looks great. The headstones off to the left side. This was my headstone shot. You can see I look like there's the whole marker, whole marker, whole marker, whole marker. All I could think about was, are there people buried there? They
yes,
look like
yes,
headstones.
yes.
And then part of the like all the little cabins, I love it because it's exactly what it looks like. It's like some remote kind of, but it felt like I was at Crystal Lake and like Jason with his chainsaw was going to come out and come get me at some point in time if the light went down. It got dark.
Yep.
The one thing on T squared, watch out for one thing, and I noticed it. I think it was the hole before this. It was either 4, it might have been 6. I can't remember. A lot of the nature manufacturer rocks are hollow on the underside or the backside. And you put them on the left side of the tee box and they're not fully rock, they're hollow. They're under, and so I didn't get a screenshot of it, but just keep that in mind with some of those nature manufacturer assets.
Yeah. I noticed that a lot of them didn't. He probably did it for performance reasons, but a lot of them just didn't have colliders on it. So
Yep.
guys would hit kind of off, and like they're like, "Oh, I'm right behind this rock," and I'm like, "Hold on a second." And I take the mouse over. There's nothing on it. So
There's
I
nothing
was like,
on it.
I was
Yep.
like, I'm just like, hit through it.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like the houses. I think they fit this perfectly.
Agreed.
And what's even best here is like because he put these trees over here, kind of masking them, and put all the landscaping over here too, and the rocks, and hid them a little bit. He got
Yep.
away with like I only see 2, maybe 3 models of houses over there, right? But you wouldn't know.
Agreed.
You
We
wouldn't
don't
know that.
know.
Yeah, but
And listen, by the time you hit your tee shot and you're down there in the middle of the fairway, the first half of the house is already behind you. You're not gonna go
yeah,
back and look at them.
yeah. So that's just efficiency right there, right?
Yep.
Now what's
I just
what's crazy? So
sorry.
look at that. So right here, is this advanced lighting giving this fog? Because here there's no, I don't see any fog.
Yeah, and this is the next shot, if I remember, or maybe it's the next hole. I can't remember which. This is 5. Wait, I think this was the next hole, par 3. Yeah, tee box next hole, par 3. I think this is the next hole. I think this is advanced lighting.
Wow. Okay.
That's just sun
It has
shafts.
to be because
So
if it was
is
gradient fog, we'd see it here.
correct. And if you go forward to that screenshot again, that mountain is the same mountain of the last. We just came up the right side, and
Yeah,
we
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
looped around, and now we're kind of facing it again. It's the same sun shafts coming through.
yeah, yeah. So I guess, but I never.
Um,
Okay.
water looked great, reflections look great. Watercolor. I don't know if it was the advanced lighting coming off of it. There's a color on that water that was really interesting to me. I don't think it was a bad color. It just I don't know. It was maybe a
To
little
me, it
greenish.
looked
Maybe
like when you go to a miniature golf course and they have fake green water
yes. It looked a little bit like that kind of
instead
greenish.
of
Yep.
algae, the color that maybe he was going for, and that is
But I
tough to get.
couldn't tell. Yeah, I couldn't tell if he was going for that or if it could
Yeah,
have also been the advanced lighting the sun shafts
right.
dancing off that water.
Yep. So
So
nice
anyway,
job.
great course. Well done. Hopefully somebody will go play that course because no one's
Yeah.
played it yet.
It's a hidden gem.
Hidden gem.
No, it's really great. Is like 3 months from now, there's going to be the next best thing since sliced bread. Someone's going to release something, whether it's going to be, Pebble Beach or something. And then a year from now, someone's going to say, "What your hidden gem?" Gray Wolf.
Great.
You know?
Yeah, or it's gonna be like hey, I went back and replayed this one. Oh man, that was so good. God, that was and somebody, by the way, somebody is gonna post. Yeah, but that's not new tools.
Yes, that's new tools.
Wasn't released recently, so that's not any good anymore because it wasn't
Yeah,
released recently.
it's old. It's 6 months
It's
old now.
old.
Yeah.
Great job, T squared.
Yeah.
Awesome course.
Well done. Congratulations. Then Grand Niagara. Congratulations to Hazel Rocketo.
Hazel Rocketo. Way to go, my friend. Great course. Love this course. Long course from the back. 74. I always try to play these in the sim. Let me phrase this. I play every MPOW in the sim. I play most courses in the sim. And I try to play every course in the back tips. This one was hard.
Now,
This one was hard to
now
play
this one hits
74
me
at
in the
sea
heart.
level.
Did you read the description on this one?
Yeah, you go.
It's
I did,
you
yes.
can't play this course anymore, which is just like
I know.
that's one of the main reasons I started designing GS Pro because I wanted to
Yeah,
revive 2 dead courses. So when everyone does these, it kind of like
yeah,
I dump out a little liquor for it,
yeah.
for my homies. Yeah, so cool. Grand Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada.
But there's a
Uh,
hospital on the grounds now, so
yeah. Well, so next time I have a pulmonary embolism, I can just jump
You
right
can
into the
go to the
hospital.
Grand Niagara Hospital and then bitch to the doctors that there should have been a golf course here.
Yes. He should have put like when I did Parkside was one of the courses I did, and I put the new roller coaster intertwining into the golf. He should put the hospital like a ambulance driving right over through the greens
Oh,
or
he should
something.
have. That would have been so good. That would have been awesome.
So here's hole number one. Now I didn't look at this one, Mash. Actually, I did look at
I
this one.
did,
You
yeah.
you did
So
the screenshots here.
hole one. I listen. The course is a great layout. Hole one. I always take a shot from the first hole so you can see. Um, again, I'm obviously never played this course and can't play this course, and there's not a lot of screenshots of this course out there, so I take it for granted that that building is where it's supposed to be, and it's an aim point going out there to the fairway. I don't know, but yay, looked good. Go ahead, next screenshot.
You know
Colors
what?
look
And you
great.
know what I also like he did it was like he did a really nice job on like a cleanup cut here. Like look
Yeah,
at his overhead, and he's got his mow
yeah.
lines here, and you can tell there is a beautiful cleanup cut because it doesn't go all the way to the edge. So I like it.
It does. It looks really good. And then what I also, and this I wanted to mention this because I this is a standard GS Pro um T marker, but he took the time to customize it and put the Grand Niagara logo on the front of it. So I love that. I think that's great. You don't have to go into Blender and create like in the
Yeah.
base pack there is about 10 different T markers in there, and he took the time to put the logo on it, which I think is good. So really well done. Custom flags always good. Um, I don't know if you went to the Run Pud Run School of Water, but it's nasty. It's great. I love it. I just like it leaches smell. I love it. It just I mean
I
I think
hear
something
that
like
this is now
bullfrog.
by now a biohazard because of the hospital.
I think that's where the hospital dumps his biohazard waste. It just like just pumps it with a big old hose into
Some
the
some hypodermic needles in there,
it was a long run, but it wasn't an overly like it's a pretty straightforward course. Like custom clubhouse. I thought he did a really nice job with the flag there. I thought the clubhouse looked really good. Um,
All right. So
okay,
the clubhouse.
custom clubhouse looks great. I
And
think it's a custom clubhouse, as far as I can tell.
yeah,
And then I
I don't
mean,
reckon it could be. Nah, it looks. Could. There's so
I
many
don't
clubhouses
know.
now. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. I did like the water tower out there, and I've seen this asset before. I don't think it's a custom asset, but custom logo on it, and then
Yeah.
yep, love it. So overall, great layout. I thought I grabbed a couple more. I don't know why. I grabbed a couple more pictures of the actual course itself. Trust me on this one, you'll love the layout. Great job. Congratulations on the MPAL.
Yep. Well done. Congratulations. I can't remember if that's his first one or not.
I think it might be.
I don't know.
I don't know. We've had a
I
lot of
think
them.
he has had one before. My gut tells me he has had one, but
Okay. Well,
congratulations
you do
either
the
way.
website, so you probably remember it better than I do.
Yeah, I think he has had one or two. The Salish Cliffs now you say it because I'm getting it wrong here. Salish?
You're right. Salish Cliffs.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Salish Cliffs.
By
This one close to my heart.
Brian.
Played. Yeah, by Brian. Brian just like, man, I wish I had Brian's eye for this stuff as fast as he does. Like, I think does Brian have a release that's not an MPOW?
That's
I
a good
mean,
question.
I
This is only like his fourth or fifth course, I believe, right?
and I think he's got 4 or 5 MPOWs.
Yeah.
I was like, Brian, like, it's amazing to me. He puts his courses out fairly
Quick.
quickly, and they're extremely good.
Yeah.
So love this course. Has personal like I have a personal tie to this from our trip last year, and I I'll be honest with you. I did a full Palmero on round 2 on like hole 8 or 10 or 12 or something like that. This course ate my lunch. This is a hard course in real life. There is no room for error. If you are off the fairway or even off the rough, you are in deep rough. There are trees everywhere. There are narrow chutes. This course ate me up, and I really struggled. The second 18 of the day, I really struggled in the back 9. that being said, I absolutely love this course, and I think it's a beautiful course, and his rendition of it is amazingly good and amazingly accurate. So, long course, 7,100, and let's go. Let's just jump in. Great T-Box, great. We started originally taking screenshots of the ranges, and lately, guys, ranges have been boring as hell, so I'm not putting them in there. Unless you do some work on the range, I'm not putting it in. I did put this one in because he did some work on the range. There's a bag there, there's some balls there. More importantly, the power lines there's two giant sets of power lines that parallel one side of the course, and they're there. And he actually even put wind colliders on
Yeah,
the wires. The wires were moving a little bit.
that's
So
cool.
that's impressive. Like really, I don't know if they're Arbor or nature manufacturer shader, but they're moving.
That's pretty cool.
So anyway, driving range, and it is. I spent many times. Matter of fact, after my first round, I went to this range and banged out a bunch of buckets of balls. So great first tee, pretty accurate, really lots of deep rough if you're not on the fairway or the rough, and lots of trees, and there's not a lot of forgiveness in this course. It's a lot of placement golf. Beautiful tee markers, match I think exactly what they have got for their logo.
What's
Loved
really
it.
cool is he did these, and like he could have easily left that little piece out that holds that in,
Yeah,
but he left it
yeah,
in there. That's pretty sweet.
yeah,
It's not like
yeah. He did a
it's not magical, you know.
yeah, and you can see like there's the logo right there on the flag. It matches perfectly. It looks great. Now I grabbed this one for a reason, just because I'll roll my golf story into our MPOW. Okay, so this is, and it's not my golf story. Well, I'll be right. This is a short par four, 294-yard par four.
Okay.
Okay, absolutely death on the right.
Yeah.
I mean, and look at the mini map. Look at all of the red on the mini map between this number 2 and then coming back down. I think it's number 6 coming back down. So absolute death on the right, bunkers on the right hand side, and then death on the left if you go left of the fairway, left of the rough. Okay, my tee shot snap hook left into the middle of the I'm gonna hit a driver and I'm gonna get it up there, hit it close to the green. So I snap hooked it left into the shit, lost ball. I'm out of the hole. I'm done. I'm gone. My buddy hits a 3-wood and puts it up there about 50 or 40 yards from the hole. Okay, on the left hand side. I don't remember if he's in the rough or not, but he's left side rough. Holes out from 50 yards for eagle on this par 4.
Oh, jeez.
So, like, that risk reward though is like, you know what I mean? Like, you really probably should take, a 4 hybrid and 3 hybrid and lay up short and leave yourself 100 yards in. And it just
But
shows you my
but the
risk versus
widest
his
part of the
reward.
fairway is out there in driver territory, right?
The widest part is in driver territory, but if you pull or push it, you're dead.
Yeah, you're screwed.
That's the nature of this course, almost the majority of it. And then I grabbed a screenshot so you can see. Just look at all. This is from a different hole, but look at, like, you can see all the trouble everywhere.
I don't even know how he did the hazards here. I can't tell one hazard from another.
I know, isn't it crazy? Like, look, look where my ball is. See the red
Yep.
mark where my ball
Yeah.
is. If you follow that red line around, it diverges into 2 red lines. It goes like
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
they're obviously just really closely aligned. You can't see from
Yep.
this height, but I
Yep.
mean, wow, that is a lot of. There's some courses when you're drawing hazard lines, when you start greenkeeper, you're like, oh, this won't take long. And there's other courses when you start greenkeeper, you're like, oh, this is gonna take
Oy.
forever. Yeah.
Yeah. This was one you should play with your league. Like, they'll have a lot of fun with it and some frustration.
We have a tiebreaker coming up next week, and that's always fun because it's the tiebreakers 2-2 matches, and we do sudden death. So
Oh,
it might be
nice.
fun because this could cause a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cool
Now,
clubhouse.
cool clubhouse, custom clubhouse, okay? And I love what he did with it. Looks great. My only, and by the way, you can't see this clubhouse from any of the holes. Like 9 or 18, you really can't. Maybe a glancing view of it from 9. But you really cannot see this clubhouse anywhere. And it's little. It's a little bitty building that
It
has some.
looks like a hunting cabin.
Kind of, yeah. Now, this is an Indian reservation course, okay? And there are what I wish he had done or gotten somebody to do for him was kind of an homage or kind of like a tip of the hat towards the Indian um, nature here because they have these amazing custom carved totem poles. I had a long conversation with a guy in the pro shop about them on those poles that are to the right and to the left, holding up the A-frame. Yeah, right there, exactly. So what I did was I went out, and I love the clubhouse. I think he did a great job with it. I think it's a great representation what's there. Next slide is an example of the actual clubhouse with the work they did on it. So he got real close. Would love to have seen some of that work, but then you never see it from the course. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
torn.
like, so how much effort do you put into something that
How
people
much
really
effort
got
do
to
you
see?
put in? We don't see it, but then at the same time, I purposely did not get tons and tons of screenshots of the course because I want y'all to play this one and experience it for yourself. So, great job, Brian. Really, really nice. Congrats on another MPOW. I think you have more MPOWs than I do.
Yeah, this guy he might have more courses than I do right now. And we got cranberry.
Cranberry. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah. We're going to bring your turkey and stuffing down to Grandma's basement.
Grandma's basement makes a return. No. We need Steve to come up with a custom music for Grandma's basement. So whenever we
No,
mention
you
it, we
didn't
can
know
hear
that Steve found actually a song. It's been in a lot of our shows. The song is actually called Grandma's Basement.
Well, maybe I actually
It
need to
it actually gets
watch our shows after they
it gets played a lot during the post of the week.
Do you watch our shows after we post them?
No, the reason
I
being
don't
is
either.
I end up watching them 5 times.
Yeah, because me edit. I mean, well, Steve's editing them, so
Yes.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, cool. So we're gonna take a trip around the globe, like spin your globe a little bit, and we are now on the other side of the world in Switzerland.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
I was surprised that the guys, the couple of guys, all of a sudden I feel like this winter we're getting like the Swiss influx here of builders. And I was surprised to see that there's a lot of LiDAR coverage over there. So like to me, this opens up a whole new realm of golf courses that could be
yeah,
potentially have a lot of potential. These are like to me like the British Columbia, Colorado courses, you know.
yeah. There felt this one was an interesting course to me because while on one hand it felt very mountainy like my Colorado courses,
Yeah.
on the other hand it felt very linksy because it was basically up and back and up and back, and you'll see this as we go through. It wasn't the like Gray Wolf. When you're on Gray Wolf, you're on one hole. You don't really see the other holes when you're on the one hole. This one, when you're on a hole, you can look to the left, look to the right, and see different holes like a link style. So
Yeah.
it was interesting to me. But great layout, and first off, I think we've seen it before. I love that netting.
Yeah, that's
I
a
just want to
Rockaway
call it
thing.
out.
I think that's Rockaway. Jay Rockaway did that netting.
Is that Jay Rockway did? I love
Yeah,
that.
he did
I
it.
need to
He
get that
had this in
asset.
a previous, and I think he had it in a course. And I said, I called him out on Discord. I said, dude, you got to post that netting for other people to use, and he did.
And
Yeah,
everybody's using it now.
now everyone's using it.
But
Yeah,
I love it. It looks great.
yeah. I'm gonna have to use it for I didn't even talk about this, but TPC Harding Park won the raffle, and they
Yep.
have 2 driving ranges there. So
Really?
yeah, they have 2 driving ranges, 2 facilities there. They have a new one and an old one, and it's netting on both of them. So I'm definitely gonna have to
Huh.
grab that asset.
So great looking driving range. I love the way it's circled in there, and I I couldn't tell. Is there like a shack in the bottom down? I didn't fly down there to look at it. I should have, but like, is there a building down there I'm gonna
It,
hit
I mean,
with
it
my
looks like
ball?
a building, right? Maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks like a little building in the middle of the driving range. So I grabbed it. I'm like,
That's where the golf elf
my,
lives. He comes out at night and picks up all the balls.
I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, my aim point is the middle of the roof. I don't
Yeah.
know why, it just is.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like the Top Golf Challenge. See if you can hit over the net out there, right?
Exactly. Yep, for
Oh,
sure.
that's a hell
So
of a drive. I mean, you're 267 to the end. You can put that over the net
right.
out there. You're a long drive competition.
Well, and that net's high, so you got to
Yeah,
carry that thing 350 to catch it over the net.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I'm a
Yeah,
little old
for
for that.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Me too. Um, love like I like it's this is a really interesting there's listen, there's a lot of like I want to be like, huh? And I want to be like awesome at the same time. So like there's a lot of going on here. There's not a nature manufacturer assets which we like. I think the colors look really good. I feel like I'm up in the mountains. It kind of felt like I was in Vale, like one of the Vale courses I was playing up there in real life. Nice fencing off to the left you can see, and then you'll see I'll get you close up of the kind of the hole sign and the raceway marker on the side. And then at the same time he left the standard GS Pro markers in. Like I would have loved to have seen you change the GS Pro markers out to something.
Yeah,
Or customize them a
even be
little bit.
creative. It doesn't even have to be like the real marker. Like, make something
Yeah.
up. It could be
Yeah.
something
I
simple.
mean, I
Like
threw rocks down for Breckenridge because that's what they use. They just use rocks and they paint them.
I think he should put out a bowl of cranberries.
I think a turkey.
Yeah, or a plate with some stuffing and a turkey dinner on
A little
it.
mashed potato. I want a King's Hawaiian roll. Like
I like, you know what I like? I like the flower box. It's just a nice,
I like the flower
creative,
box. I mean,
nice
listen,
touch.
I thought this was great. I love the asset, and I love the
Yeah.
the whole marker right there in the middle of it, and I love the Sim Golf and GS Pro. By the way, for the record, I did search high and low. I did not see any B2B logos anywhere. So, despite that, there's still an MPOW here. So,
Yeah.
the flower box is great. And then this was off to the right. If you look to the right over the T side, over the mini map, you can see the the SGT logo, and this is like a logo fair off to the right. So it looks like a tournament they're trying to set up, which is cool. Got it.
Yep.
Again, this was coming back down number one. I love the mountains in the background. But again, if you look to the left, you can see not a but if you look to the left, you can see another hole over there. This is a lot of go down and come back, and then go down and come back. It's a lot of link style golf in the mountains with elevation changes from tee to green, which is great. So if you like links but don't want those narrow chutes like you get in a lot of mountain courses, but you want elevation, this is a really great course for that.
Yeah.
I would recommend. I think this was 4. I wish I had grabbed the whole number so I remember. When I took the screenshot, I'm like, oh, I'll remember what hole it is, and of course I don't remember. I think it's 4. It may be 6. My ball, I did overshoot the green a little bit. I actually hit the hill going down the backside of the flag and went under the fence and across the road through the parking lot and into the into the grass here. And this is not out of bounds. So thank you. I was able to actually pitch it into the gimme circle and make my par. But at the same time, I probably should be out of bounds across the road. So heads up, you may want to add an out of bounds marker on that. If I'm hitting over the cars driving by, it's probably not by design.
Yes.
I wanted to give you an award for one of the best arranged sets of tee markers of anybody of all the courses
He
in
used
the last
those
2 weeks.
greenkeeper alignment lines.
Yep.
That's what he did.
Yep. Looked great. Love it. Now, let's talk about this.
This one had me scratching my head.
It had me scratching my head too. I had to put it in here because on one hand I love it, on the other hand I'm confused. It's almost like it's a theater in the round. Like, do they do
like an
Shakespeare?
amphitheater?
Yeah, an amphitheater. They do like Shakespeare in the park on the green in summertime. I don't know, maybe.
But it's gigantic.
Maybe it's a little. But it's gigantic. I should have put a human height in there.
Yeah, like each one of these steps has to be like that's the flag, and the flag is like over 6 foot tall. Like these steps have to be close to 5 foot, 6 foot tall each. So who's climbing up?
It's
and
for
and
very
I think
large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hit anything off of it? Like, does it? Can you ricochet your ball?
Yeah, there's a collider on it. So you can go long because I didn't hit like in the middle of it, but I hit on the back side of the. Well, let me back up real quick. Again, in all honesty here, I put 2 in the water on the left off the tee. Okay, and because it's a par 3, I think it's number 12 or 13. 2 in the water on the left off the tee. I would like to say it was a nice little draw. It might have been a pull hook. That's okay. So on my third one, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna go left. I know I'm gonna be short, and so I grabbed like 2 extra clubs, hit the crap out of it. It landed on the backside of that bunker and kind of bumped into the amphitheater and then bounced off a little bit. So there is a collider on it. Um, I don't know who sits in those seats because I think
Are they
I would
seats?
feel like like an 8-year-old trying to drive a giant Ford like F-350 truck. Like my feet wouldn't reach the pedals. I mean, like, but I loved it. I thought obviously it's there, and I'm
There was a
guessing they
smaller version of this someplace else in the course, wasn't there?
there was. Yep,
Yeah. I don't
yep.
know if it like got scaled up by accident. I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, yeah.
I don't know. And then this is an asset that we've seen before. I think it's an R Dyer asset. Came out of it could have come out of or DBC Scottsdale, or it
Yeah.
could have come out of one of the others. But I love the repurpose of it. I like the logos put on it. Again, I didn't see a BDB logo, but that's okay. We're okay with it. But that was around hole number 1. So hole number 1 and hole number, I think green 9 or green 18, you're like surrounded by stands, and off to the right you can see the event tent, the GS Pro event tent, the wire holding it down. So like it has this kind of tournament feel. It has this kind of like all the logos out there. It wasn't everywhere throughout the whole course. So anyway, it was really unique. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun course. It was a fun layout, and I thought he did a nice job.
Yeah. Looking forward to more Swiss courses. Let's see them.
Yeah, love it. I want some milk chocolate.
Then we have Sequoyah Country Club by TechBud. Now,
This was fun.
yeah, and I have not seen a course difficulty that high before. Have you?
I haven't either, and I will. Well, Texas Star, I think, isn't Texas Star by
Yeah.
Mangini?
Yeah.
That one's up there. But yeah, this one's high, and I will tell you. I played this one today in the sim, 18 holes, and
It's tight.
people are going to love or hate this course. So I'll give you my quick synopsis. I was 4 under through the front 9, and I finished at +2 for the
Wow.
round.
Okay.
So that tells you that
Little
this
swing.
course is either feast or famine.
Yeah. Uh, so this is the other course that this week that he did a really good job leveraging the advanced lighting or the lighting
Yeah.
setup, and did
Yep.
the late afternoon sunsetting type light, and it worked.
Yep.
And I'm jealous because I haven't been very
I can't
successful for this at
agree.
all. His 3DG is spot on, as you can see right here. It looks so soft. I just want to roll around in it.
Yep.
I love how his T markers are just off. I don't think he did this on purpose, but it's just his luck. Like how centered they are right now. This is obviously not a basic build. He put a lot of
Yep.
effort into this. The vegetation is really good. A lot of
The
assets
vert
I haven't
painting on
seen.
the cart path
Yeah,
stair there. Yep.
yep. So this is another by the lighting, how much depth you get here from these shadows coming across all the way across the fairway. The
I
sat
love that.
shader looks really good. You got this light colored grass underneath the trees over here. The fairway lines look really good. The greens look because of the angle of the sun, even the greens get a lot of depth here.
Yep.
And the bunkers get a lot of depth. The bunker shapes on here were really cool looking too, just very natural, flowing. You know, he spent a lot of time. I'm sure he sent this through the Klender a couple times with some errors with these tight radius turns he's got on here.
Tech can give a master. He could give a master class in sat shader.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
for sure.
I'd love to see his technique on how because it looks so good.
You know what this reminds me of right now? Looking at his rough and his grass right here. What does this remind you of, Mashi? From this distance, it reminds me of when we were playing
Mm-hmm.
Golf Plus.
Mm-hmm.
How
Mm-hmm.
good Golf Plus looked
Mm-hmm.
like in a
From a
distance.
distance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and how good this looks from a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, this was like another, just like the sun coming through. This looks like a photograph to me. Stairs there, the wooden fence farther down. you're teeing off up here. There's a green down below you, bunkers that flow naturally into
There's
the
coming down to the
yeah. Just absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. So well done.
those sun shafts coming through the trees are stunning on that last picture. Like it's just so good.
And I think the trees he has here, these are backported Speed Tree 9s.
Okay.
They have sequoias in there, and I had thought long time ago, not a long time ago, I thought of doing like a Sequoyah National Park like course with big
Mm.
giant trees.
Yep.
So I looked at those. It's one of those things you always think about. Oh, if I'd had extra time. So I
Now,
think those are sequoia trees from Speed Tree.
and I will tell you, this course layout is fantastic. I think the front 9 is all downhill. I think almost every shot is all downhill. Half the shots on the back 9 are uphill. Everything is tight. There is no forgiveness. There's trouble everywhere. This was so. There's a hole. I meant to grab a screenshot. I want to say it was hole. Oh my goodness! I want to say it was hole like 16. I think it was. It was either 16 or 8. It was right before 9 or it was right before 18. And it's a downhill par 4 that, and I'm not a long hitter, but because it was downhill in elevation, I was able to actually get a total of 304 out of it. Okay. But because it's elevated it's elevated high to low, but also right to left. But the fairway goes out and it goes left. And so you land the ball in the middle of the fairway and it still ends up in the fairway, even though it's going directly sideways. Like you're in the fairway, it's going directly sideways because of the way it's coming off the hill, but you're still in the fairway. It was just really well done. It's just a fun layout.
Yeah. Just a lot of those, narrow. I call them cannon shots, where like you have a
Yeah.
narrow, like
Out of the chute.
Yes, out of the chute, and then it just kind of it opens. It doesn't open up a lot, but it opens up a lot more. Clubhouse.
And then this is 9 clubhouse carts. It looks great. Custom clubhouse. Tech does all custom assets anyway. So custom clubhouse with the carts and everything. It looked great.
Yeah, someone got their money's worth on this one.
Yep. Great build. Really, really well done, Tech. Love. This is one of my new. This one, they're all are, but this is one of my new favorites. I love this course.
I might have to. You maybe use this one for the tie break this week in Golf League. So I got to think about that.
I will tell you right now. There are several holes, and I don't do this a lot in GS Pro, but I use the J key to literally go all the way out to the end of the fairway to be like, because you can't see the end because it's coming down. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so on to post of the week. Hey, let's move our video over here. And I think yours are first, right?
Okay. Listen, it is so hard to find posts of the week these days because they all end up in our channel. So there may be some redundancy here, but it is what it is. So not everybody who watches our show is also in our channel. So there you go.
Kind of like what we do with MPals, we do with post of the week. So there might be some in here that we repeat because you might have found the same ones. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. We don't compare.
I don't know how you've laid out, so I might have to.
I'm going to start on the. You're right for now. You'll have to move us at some point, but right now I think we're good.
Okay. Let me click and go.
I put this in our deck, then I pulled it, and then I put it back in because it is worth the conversation of. Before I go through my frustration, Pebble Beach working with my Mevo Plus. First off,
what's the frustration?
What is your frustration? If you're that frustrated, get a different launch monitor, okay? I'm a former Mevo Plus owner, and I am speaking from my own personal experience, and I have PTSD from my time as a Mevo Plus owner. There are elements of it that are fantastic. There are elements of it that are not so great, and it can be frustration. If you're so frustrated with your launch monitor that you start your Facebook post with frustration, maybe it's time to upgrade. Secondly, the course doesn't know what launch monitor you have. It's not that smart.
and neither am I.
And neither am I. So I am sorry you're frustrated.
Actually, I'm building a new set of courses, and I think I'm just gonna start fucking with the SkyTrack users.
Listen. My new course coming out only works for Unicore.
Yeah,
It
cool.
does not work with anything but Unicore. It's a Unicore course.
Yes, I'm gonna mess with the SkyTrack. I'm gonna make sure that those lob wedge problems are exemplified.
And Adam, I didn't put it in here. Your comment, I think he was the second comment. When I grabbed this, there were only 2 comments, and the second comment was Abache, and too many words. He was like, "Your launch monitor has nothing to do." Like too many words. Like, yep, just say yep,
Yes.
be frustrated. Yep.
That's what you get for trying to explain things. You get called out for being a smartass.
Yep.
All right, should I move us?
Move us over top of that one, all the way over the left.
Here we go. All right.
Oh, further. Keep going.
Okay.
Maybe keep going.
Or do I need to make it smaller?
No, I think that's fine.
All right,
We'll see.
Here we go. There we go. Oh, jeez.
Making my own DIY hitting mat. First off, I think you need to remove the weights off of the. It's hard to hit off the iron weights of your hitting mat.
He's got bumper plates holding his mat down or something. Maybe because he's gluing it. I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is when I saw this, the first thing I thought of was my elbow started hurting. Just looking at this post, my elbow stuff. More power to you. I'm glad you can make your own hitting mat. I hope you don't injure yourself, dude. But like,
yeah,
wow.
I feel like there are so many people. Everyone goes out and they get their really cheap hitting mat, their first one on Amazon.
Yeah.
Then they get the elbow problems, or it doesn't last long, and then they finally invest in a real one. And then no matter what advice people give them, don't go cheap on your hitting mat. They don't listen.
How many hours? Look, the guy's got a T-square. He's got a tube of some sort of, I guess, in contact cement, right?
You said T-square. This guy should play Grey Wolf.
He should play. Hey, have you heard of this new course called Grey Wolf? Like, the guy spent hours and hours and hours building up this hitting mat.
Yeah. And you just don't.
I hope it works for him.
Hitting mats just take a freaking beating.
They take a beating.
There's a reason why impact screens and hitting mats are expensive. They are, first of all, you're gonna go through them. There's something that you're eventually gonna have to replace. There's no ifs and or buts around it. And building your own, man.
Yeah.
It's just
so. But looking at this, I'm guessing that little 1x2 strip is his final.
This right here,
right there.
I think no, that is. I think he's trying to make a divot insert.
Okay.
So that's his divot, and you can see how that's kind of raised here. So so I think that is a divot. You know what I'm talking about.
I think that's his hitting mat. That's his hitting strip.
Yes, it's his hitting strip, but it's a
that's
divot.
It. That's
the ones that they call them divot reaction mats. The ones
that's his final product. Is that one? His final product is right there.
Yeah.
For me, I'm sorry. I know I'm whatever, but like I'm calling CO Golf and I'm ordering a brand new 1x2 hitting strip.
Because whatever he spent on this, he's probably gonna have to replace it 10 times. Meanwhile, the one that you got from CO Golf is gonna last you for 2 years.
Correct. And when it wears out, I rotate it 90 degrees or 180 degrees, and I put it back down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I think I have one more.
Okay, where should I go?
And you may need to shrink us to the bottom. No, I have 2 more. I think you may need to shrink us to the bottom.
You go like that.
Yeah, like that. I think that'll work.
All right, I'll see what happens here. Here we go.
Oh, hey, did you know Foresight's having connection issues? I think about Bull Pride's post and how many times poor Mike had to let him know that there was a connection issue.
Like even like GS Pro, they post to the Discord, they post it, and then you have all the other groups, and like when stuff like this happens, oh man.
I saw one and I should have grabbed it, and it was the GS Pro official post that there was a connection issue, and right below it was, "Hey, I can't connect. Is there a problem?"
Yeah.
All right, move us to the top. I think I have one more that goes in the bottom there. vacuum do you
I
use?
forgot. I missed it. I should have captured. Oh my gosh.
I love this.
Oh
Not only do I
man.
love this, I love this. I love the conversation it spurred in our channel around this one. Like, dude, like, why? Like, just go fucking buy a vacuum. Why do you need to post a question on everything? Are you afraid to make a decision in your life?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Uh, uh,
I need to buy a new
uh.
gas grill. What gas grill should I buy?
Yeah, well,
I
my gas grill is right outside my simulator room, so I need to know what gas grill goes best with my simulator and what guys like to eat, right?
Hey, Master, my wife and I aren't getting along. What should I do?
Well, you should go down
Like,
in your simulator and ignore her.
well, I do that anyway.
And
That's kind of par for the
that's why you're not getting along.
exactly. There we go. It's all full circle for me.
It's
So
all
there
full
we go.
circle. Okay.
There are my posts. None of them are great, but they're all okay.
Okay. I'm trying to remember which one's first. Which one did I put first here? Which is, oh yeah, Ash, you ever wonder what lizard nuts look like?
I haven't, but okay.
It showed up in my Facebook feed today. It's not a group, but you know.
It's not a. Yeah, listen. If we're taking the gloves off, or leaving the GS Pro golf simulator realm for stupid Facebook posts, then all let me know because I'm all in on that. Like,
I think I've done it before, and I usually leave them out. But this one, the guy posting pictures of lizard nuts was.
this goes to the one that I deleted. The guy started his post. He was like cold balls.
Yes. Oh yeah.
He was talking about his golf balls in the winter in the garage.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you got lizard nuts.
that lizard does look cold. I'm just saying.
Well, you got lizard nuts and cold balls. So there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
He's definitely a boy, though.
Yes, definitely a boy.
Now I gotta find a female.
Yeah.
What the hell are you looking at on Facebook that they're posting lizard nuts?
This is
Facebook
somebody
feed?
I actually knew in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is he a xeno?
He actually owns
zoologist?
I think he owns like maybe a place that sells like weird animals and stuff like this. But yeah.
Okay.
Nice guy.
I think he's being sued by the Gecko Geico soon. So
could be for indecent exposure. He's gonna be on a list
your
now.
favorite Saturday morning course.
This is just like, okay, so now what is a Saturday morning? Am I missing something here? What makes a Saturday morning?
Did you see
course?
my post in this one?
No, I don't think
my
I did.
comment.
No.
My comment was anything by Mashy, Masta, TechBud, Pac-Man. I listed like 10 designers, like anything by any of these guys.
So I was just like, what is it about a Saturday course that makes it different than a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday course? I don't know.
That's why I like the post about what was the one, the John Mayer course that somebody was like, hey, I forgot about this. This Castle Heights. Like, hey, this is a great I love those posts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we just deal with the shadows or do we get rid of them?
I'm sorry, do you go get the sun too?
They might be talking about Peter Pan. Because he lost his shadow. I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm thinking that this guy doesn't have his projector in the right spot. So do you just deal with it or do you get rid of him? I don't know how you get rid of the shadow other than moving out of the way. I don't know.
It shows you where our brains are. You're thinking the shadow of like the projector shadow on the screen.
Yes.
I'm thinking shadows in game.
Oh.
Like, is his game so refined? Is his game so good?
Maybe he's talking about that. I don't know. But like, this is a perfect example of people just, come on, like, help us help you. Help us help.
You're right. Now that I think about it, he's probably talking about like, hey, he probably is standing in front of his sim and he's like, man, I'm like 10 feet tall in the middle of my screen.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably like most people who didn't do a lot of research, got a projector, realized it has to go 22 feet back, and now he stands there and he sees his head and shoulders right in the middle of the screen, right?
And he's like, huh? This doesn't look right.
So do I just deal with the shadows or do we get rid of them?
Well, to get rid of them, that would be a different projector.
Or we have to defy physics. Right?
Or you just deal with them.
Yeah, you just deal with them.
Yep. I like that. I didn't see that one. I like that one. Oh, Anonymous. I love Anonymous.
Yeah, which is even
Anonymous
better.
has lots of posts. He's a good guy.
Yeah. It seems weird that we have to have approval from when the GS Pro website points us to get involved with Discord or Facebook. We have to get approval to join those groups. Now,
Huh?
I guess he's upset that when you go to like join the Facebook group, you have to get approved. Now, the guy obviously doesn't know how Facebook works because there's auto approval. Like if you've been in Facebook for like 8 years, you can say auto approve, and Discord, you don't need to be approved. You just need the invite.
No, you just need the invite.
But this isn't any different than anything else on the internet right now. Is you get an email confirmation, something of approving to get you in. I don't know what his deal is.
Why is the internet so challenging?
What's also ironic is he's posting this anonymously, which probably goes to show why you do have to get approval because the internet's anonymous.
He's anon and he's not going to get approval.
Okay.
I mean, there you go.
Now, did you see this one?
Grey Walls is awesome.
He's playing
Grey Wall.
He's playing
That's
Grey
not
Wolf.
Grey Walls. He's playing Grey Wolf.
This was when Grey Walls was pulled down. Grey Wolf was released, and this guy is like, Grey Walls is awesome. No, dude, you're playing Grey Wolf. And now the guy's going to be thoroughly confused because we didn't even talk about that, but that Grey Walls,
Yes.
Grey Walls was released under Ashen Hills.
Ashen Hills.
Yes. So I don't know if we should let this guy know that he can go play it now.
God, that's funny. I didn't even see that. He's playing Grey Wolf. Oh man. God, I'd kill myself if I was this guy. Easy mistake. Grey Wolf, Grey Walls, Ashen Hills.
Yeah, but yeah, it just goes with our whole thing about Grey Wolf just being so. But guess it's being mistaken.
It is kind of funny though. We did have Grey Wolf and Grey Walls like within 2 weeks of each other.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the Greys
100%.
came out at one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I can see it being confused.
My question is, did this guy like think he was playing Grey Walls, or did he just in his head just come up with the wrong course? Did he think Grey Wolf was Grey Walls just renamed? Don't know.
Maybe he played Grey Wolf and Grey Walls, and then just mistakenly on the Facebook post. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he's got Grey Balls. I don't know.
Maybe he's got Grey Balls, and they're cold.
Yes. Stony Grey Balls. Yeah. Let me think which one's next. Oh, let me see. Oh, remember this one? This would have been on the show
I remember
last
this. Yeah,
week,
yeah. Coming
which
October.
has us all baffled. Well, I should say us, a lot of the designers, because, well, first of all, it's January. I'm not sure what takes you so long to build a website. October, and why are you putting it out here so soon? That's one thing. But like, Course Search GS Pro. Okay, so what is he gonna do that you can't do already, like on SGT? So instead of going to SGT, you're gonna go there, and he's gonna have additional information, because I don't know what additional information he's gonna get that SGT can't get, right?
I don't know.
So that's number one.
He's gonna have an Excel spreadsheet of an export of the course information.
Yeah,
that's already in SGT.
So then we have this. This will be the third or fourth time someone course build requests. Okay, let's face it. None of us build courses on request, right?
No.
I'm going to build a course I want to do. You're going to build a course you're going to do, or you're going to pay somebody to do it, or you're going to get very lucky that someone happens to do it for you, right?
Yep.
Designer subscription. What is that? Like a new Patreon? Don't know.
Maybe he's going to aggregate all the current designer Patreons. So if you wanted to subscribe, you can go there and then versus try to hunt them down. But
I don't know. Designer donations. You're going to get yourself.
I'll take some.
Yeah. Well, that's a problem though, right? Because does this get into the funky thing of now people that aren't licensed making money and building courses? And you're now talking about a revenue stream for people.
Yeah.
There are tax implications that potentially come with that.
Yes.
All of a sudden you're taking these donations and you're giving it to people, but you better be careful about what you're doing here. Um, I'm not an accountant, but something tells me that you got to be careful about doing that when you're the broker
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Course rating and reviews, that's something I think we need, I'll be honest with you. But
Yep.
here's the problem. People are not going to go to a website to review courses.
No.
It has to be in game.
If there's a feature request, it's got to be course rating and reviews. We've had it before. It's got to be in game. It's got to be able to be you to do a 5-star, 1 to 5-star rating in game and do it there. Yep.
Yeah. Simulator forums. There's a million of those today. I'm not sure what this
It's just
guy's
more
gonna.
feed, more place for us to get content.
Yeah, just another place you got to go instead of Facebook. Group chats. Better than Discord. Don't know.
Much more.
Much more. But anyway,
Much more.
good luck.
Sign me up.
Yep.
I went to one. It might have been this one. I went to one of these that had popped up, and there was a website, and I went to designers, and there was 3 designers on it. I don't think the designers asked to be on it. I think Run Put Run was on it. I think Tech Bud might have been on it, and it was like, it wasn't a bio of the designer. It was just like, Tech Bud, and then here's a list of some of his courses, not all of them, and it was random. I wasn't on it. You weren't on it. Like, there's like 4 designers that were on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's hundreds of designers. I get it that those guys have the most courses, but there's lots of designers.
Yep.
And last one, best post. This was last week. But we have Wamache. So congratulations, Adam. Still don't know how you're putting out courses with this little guy, but
Congrats, Adam. It's awesome. I saw the post when I was in my COVID fit. So congratulations. That's awesome, man.
Good stuff.
First? Is this first?
I don't know 100% sure, but I got the impression it was.
I got the impression it was too. Yeah.
So
it gets easier. Don't worry.
It doesn't get easier and it doesn't get harder. It just changes. Right?
It just changes. I agree with that. It's hard as hell at first. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking at first.
Yeah, and then you kind of get into a groove.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, the second one comes along, and it's like it doesn't get harder; it just gets different.
Yeah, it's just different. Yeah. It's very rewarding.
Yep. Congrats, Adam.
You'll do great. Just make sure when he grows up, you say yes, no, yes, no.
Short, simple answers.
Yes.
This is a great post to end on. I love this. Nice job. Great pull.
All right. So that brings us to the end of the show, and we're out of here.
We're out of here.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Have a great week. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.